Hello and welcome. If you're new here, my name's Rain and this is my craft channel. I try to release different crafts each week, so why don't you hit that subscribe button and hopefully you can catch me again next week. But today I'm back with another book craft, and this one was really inspired by pictures that my granddad used to draw for me when I was a boy. He would take a plain piece of paper, cut out a triangle, and then on another piece of plain paper he would draw a lighthouse, which he would place over the top of the cut out piece of paper. When held up against the window, the light would shine through, making it look like the lighthouse was shining. So that was the inspiration. This book I suppose could be used as a nightlight. It has 3 settings of 2 different flashes and one that's stationary. And when shaken, which you'll hear later in the video, all those beads rattling around together really do make it sound like the sea roaring against the rocks. So let's get into it. So I started off with an old book, and this one has a lovely blue colour. And as always, I've removed the pages there. Now, ideally, it'd be good if this book was sea themed. Mine wasn't, but it was blue, so it went with the theme of the project. I stuck some shiny blue card onto some foam board, and that I cut into strips. And here I am, I just angled the corners and I'm just gluing it together with a glue gun. If all you've got is cardboard at home, this can be done with cardboard. I just like the thickness that the foam board gives me, particularly when the book is open. And once you're happy with your little box, we're going to go ahead and get the front cover and stick that down to the back page. There we go. I've already gone in and put in some little triangles and some lights ready for where we want that flashing searchlight to be. Now I've just used some glass paints over the top of the lights that I've sat down there. I'm just using a yellow glass paint. This can be done with Sharpies, it's not as bright, so I prefer to use the glass paints to get that strong bright yellow that I was looking for. I have shown this in my other videos, but I just attached the front cover to the box frame by using the other inlay from the inside of the book and some double-sided tape. So here I am just building out the shape of the lighthouse and just trying out the electronics and making sure they're all still working. And we're just going to go in with some acrylic paint here. I started off with a lighter blue at the top and made sure I'd done the frame of the box first, and then I brought that down into a darker blue. Now at this point I wasn't too sure how much of the background would actually show through, so I just went ahead and painted it all. As it turns out, hardly any of it shows through at all, so you can skip that backstage part if you want to save some paint. And here I am just painting in that lighthouse with its first colour of white. And there's the red. So we've kind of got the base down already, starting to come together now, and I'm going to put this aside for a moment and let that all dry. It will need another couple of coats, and I'll go in with some other colours a bit later on. But before then, let's get on to those waves. Now all I did was take some pages out of the book and I tore them into sort of wave shapes, and I've gone along here with different kind of blues, and I was actually using some inks. The idea was that I wanted to sort of build up some different blues and some different greens. What I end up doing is after the ink dries, I go in and then just add another bit of ink at the top of the pages to give it more of a gradient look, and that really did finish off the waves. But until then, I was just having fun playing around with some sea colours and really just trying to build up a collection of waves, which we'll put together shortly. Now I was going for deep dark colours for the sea, and that's why I decided to use inks, but this would probably work just as well with watercolours, if not slightly better if you were going for perhaps more of a realistic sea look. But because I wanted those contrasting waves, and I had the idea that if I left some of the whites of the page, that would act like the foam of the sea, I guess. And I also knew I needed a bit of white down at the bottom of the page because of how I planned to set the white page at the top in order to make the light for the lighthouse. So as you can see, I've got a few varying colours of blues, greens, and here I am just going, like I said earlier on, back over the top with the same colour, just to create a slight bit of gradient and add some more interesting layers to the waves. And there we go, all our strips of waves ready to be inputted next to our lighthouse. Now, I don't do a very good job of capturing what it is that I need you to do here in order to make the sound. So basically I'm just layering down waves to create different patterns, blues that look nice next to one another, and you're going to want to create, I've laid matches there, so you want to create 3 levels and layers, but don't block those layers off. The beads need somewhere to rattle around inside. So that was layer 1 behind. We're just going to build up layer 2. I used some of the pages from the book onto some card to make them a little thicker, and then on top of that layer I start layering more waves, and you kind of get the idea. You just want to keep building it forward until you've got several layers. Now the front layer doesn't need to be covered because it will be covered. You want some of it on show, and I will cover it with waves over the perspex. So here I have just cut out some plastic perspex to go over and to hold all those beads in later on. You don't want beads flying everywhere. And it's the beads that we're going to use that are going to make the sound of the sea for when you shake this book. So here I have, I've just picked out some blues and some whites, some green beads, all those sea colours really, just again to make it look a little bit interesting. And I've gone ahead and put them inside here, and just checking that they fit in and around all of those different compartments. So once the beads were in place, I glued that perspex down, and I tore out a piece of paper to stuck over there to angle over where the light will shine through. That was really to act as like the sky, but we also need some plain paper for that light to be able to work on the lighthouse. I was matching up some other waves on the other side there, and as for the rocks, I just used some torn up card in different grey colours, stuck down and painted with a glossy finish PVA glue. Here I am just making a little wax seal for the front of the books. All my little books I've made so far have these little wax seals on the front. Just a nice little added extra touch. Now I have all my little bits and bobs that I wanted to go inside the book. I went and found some other sea-themed things that I had lying in my stash, some boat flags, some fish, some British lighthouses there and lifeboats. I love this little fish that I had lying around in that black and white, and I wanted to make sure that I used him. So yeah, I was just really putting together some images that I thought that looked good and would finish this whole project off. And we're almost there. And there you have it. My craft gremlin said, let's bring this little drawing that your granddad used to make you as a kid to life. And here I think I've done a pretty good job. Now, my only gripe with this project was that I knew that the lighthouse had to go down the centre or the spine of the book. I knew this was going to cause me trouble, and I did have to go in and retouch up with some of the paint down the side, and just go over with some extra glue to make sure that that was strong and as durable as possible. Now, of course, the main purpose of this book is a nightlight, although it does have the flashing settings, and I don't recommend those for any bedside lamp. But this book will give off enough light for you to say, read by, and it also makes them sea sounds. Now, if you made it this far in the video, hopefully you've already hit that subscribe button, which means you'll catch me again next week. But until then, as always, I have been Rain, you have been fabulous, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.